Oh, this is your hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy, directly from the Calgary Flames locker room today. We are going to talk about the top 10 RFA and NHL at this moment did not sign their contract for the upcoming season 2021-2022. So don't go nowhere. Here we go. Welcome back to another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Like I mentioned today, we're going to talk about the top 10 RFA players did not sign their contract. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget please to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on the Facebook page to get all the update and news around the NHL and finally on the YouTube channel. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, we would really appreciate if you can click on the likes. And if you have any comments about my top 10 RFA players, please leave your comments. Tell me what you think about this video. So let's dive in about the top 10 RFA players did not sign their contract for the upcoming season. Here we go. The first player we're going to talk about is a QUINN Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to project or my prediction about how much they're going to sign and how many years they're going to get their contract. So let me know what you think about my prediction for each player. So first of all, QUINN Hughes is a 21 years old, play defense for the Vancouver Canucks. He was making $900,000 per year. Listen, he was a 2020 Calder running up for the trophy. He played, of course, we know his ability and his skill, his talent to play as a power play quarterback. 97 points through the first 129 NHL game, guys, so far. He's a key building block in Vancouver, averaged nearly about 23 minutes per game. And I can tell you that when the Vancouver go in OT, QUINN play about 3 minutes and plus during the 5 minutes of overtime for the Vancouver Canucks. So for me, I'll be honest with you, at 21 years old, they can have a two direction. They can sign him for 5 years, whether we bring him at the UFA after the end of this contract, or he can go all the way with 8 years. He's going to be until 30 years old, and I expect about $7 million to $8 million if he signed about 5 years. If he go for 8 years, I would not be surprised he get about close to the $8 million. That would be more the way I see this for 8-year contract. So it'll be really interesting about QUINN Hughes, what he's going to get for the upcoming season. This is his teammates for the Vancouver Canucks, ELIAS, PETTERSSON, another player, RFA for the Vancouver Canucks. He is 22 years old. He makes $925,000. He's a final contract of a ELC for sure. Now, for him, listen, he was a 2019 Calder Trophy winner. He already won the Calder Trophy. He finished 16 in the Hart voting in 2020. 66 points on each of his first 2 seasons, plus 19 also. Career, 17.6% shooting on the net. Number 1 center. Put it 21 points through 26 games in 2021. Here what he thought. He started the season with some injuries and he did not feel very comfortable to play, but he go through the pain until he decide to get a surgery and to stop to play for the rest of the season 2021. So 21 point 26 game. Listen, he's a number 1 center. He's a hockey player franchise for any team in NHL. 22 years old. If he can go for 4 to 5 years, at the end that contract is going to be a UFA. I believe that's what he's going to decide. And I'm looking about $7 million, $7 million for this period of 4, 5, 6 years for his new contract. So that's my prediction for Mr. Elias Pettersson. For the Mr. Minnesota, wow, KAPRISOV, a lot of drama there, a lot of talks and discussion about his contract. Of course, we know already he have a an offer from the team and the KHL for $10 million we expect for 1 year. 24 years old, start last season for the first time, play in NHL for the Wild. Amazing hockey player. For me, he's a mix of Panarin and also Pavel Bure. Great speed, great talent, great skill with his hands, secondly, a great release puck. So I think overall he's a great hockey player in NHL. So for me, what I expect is this first. First of all, he won the 2021, the Calder Trophy. He was the winner. He scored 27 goals, 51 points, and 55 games last season with the Wild as a rookie. Played over 18 minutes per game. Just give you an idea how he was effective for the Wild. Everybody wants to go to game for the Wild is watching the number 97. For me, because he's 24 years old, he still have 3 more years to go before he become a UFA, 2 years. He can go about a 2, 3, 4 years contract, about $8 to $10 million. More shorter is going to be a contract. Bigger is going to be the amount per AAV per season. Now, if you go for longer, I think now that they will drop about a little bit lower for the amount per season. So it'll be really interesting if he's going to sign with the Wild or come back on his country in Russia to play in the KHL is something we have to follow for sure for the next couple of weeks. The next player is for Ottawa Senators. I love this kid, Brady Tkachuk. It's funny, we didn't hear absolutely nothing about that situation, to be honest with you. Very quiet for both parts. And I think sometimes when it's quiet, it's pretty good. 21 years old, left wing. Finished 5th in the Calder vote in 2019. 125 points during his first 198 game in NHL. Talk about complete players as a winger forward. The guy can score. The guy can fight. The guy can forecheck. And honestly, you have a fun on the ice. Great to watching him. And honestly, for me, he's going to get about a 5-year contract, about $5 to $6 million. And at the end of this contract, he become a UFA. Talking about the next player is from the Carolina Hurricanes, ANDREI Svechnikov, 21 years old, right wing. Second overall pick during the NHL draft pick in 2019. Big power forward, 6'2", 200 pounds. 2 seasons, a 20 goal before he reached the 21 years old. Power play weapon and skating a career high of plus 17 minutes per game. For me, this is what I'm thinking about him. We know the discussion with, first of all, the Carolina Hurricane guy are not an easy team to negotiate contract. We know a couple of years ago, Sebastian Aho, and now last couple of weeks, it was Dougie Hamilton left the team, and then they let go Nedeljkovic because he did not want to pay him for $3.5 million. I think that negotiation with ANDREI is going to be harder than what we think. I would not be surprised this go all the way at the beginning of the season, and they're going to be hard on both sides. I expect a 3-year contract, a bridge contract, and then between $4 to $5 million. I would not see him sign a long contract like 7-8 years. I don't see this at that moment. I think he wants to be UFA really quickly at 26, so he have other chance or other opportunity can go somewhere else if he does not work good with the Carolina Hurricane. The next one I want to talk is about the Detroit Red Wings. Listen, Yzerman doing an amazing, great job over there. Detroit looking better year after year. I love this kid. Last season, he had a 21 point, 2 goals, 19 assists. But look, he's growing. He have a lot of potential with this player, HRONEK, to be honest with you. 2017 Calder Cup Championship. 2019 Rookie of the Year for the Red Wings. Listen, everywhere he goes, he performs everywhere. So, listen, he lead the team in 26 and assists 24 this season. He logged 23 per game minute TOI per game. improved discipline and defensively during his platform year. So that give you an idea, this kid is getting better and better. For me, because what Steve Eisenman does not like to give a long contract. I would not be surprised to give him 2-3 years. Then it would be UFA after that, and I think he's going to get a $4-5 million. Eisenman, he follow his plan, doesn't want to go around his plan, and I think that's what happened with HRONEK for his new contract. The next one is Rasmus Dahlin, the Buffalo Sabres. Listen, first of all, pick a couple of years ago, great year, great defenseman guy. This kid have a lot of potential to win one day the trophy Norris. I don't know he's going to be with Buffalo Sabres. We know this team, it's up and down. Since he's an NHL, he see everything right now with all the drama around him inside that team. New coach, a new manager. Listen, the 21 years old will be interesting what he's going to do. He has 107 points since his beginning of his career in NHL and 197 game. For me, I expect him sign a 5-6 year contract. It's going to be UFA at the end of this contract, about $6-7 million. That's what I expect for Rasmus Dahlin. But I'll be honest with you, I don't see him finish his career with the Buffalo Sabres. The next one is another one for the Ottawa Senators, Drake and PETTERSSON, 23 years old. He makes $736,000 per year at that moment. Have a good year last season, 34 points, 17 goals, 34 points, 17 goals, 17 assists, and 56 games. He really did very well with Tkachuk and Norris as the teammates on the line. For me, for him, it's going to be a contract about 2-3 years, about $3-4 million. Expect this at the end to become a UFA. I don't expect more at that moment for him with the Ottawa Senators. The next one is a great defenseman with Philadelphia Flyers. I believe he's an underrated player. Travis Sanheim, at 25 years old, made $3.25 million last season. He played last season 22 minutes per game TOI. Because the Flyers changing a lot, they make a lot of trade. He become right now for me a top 3 defenseman over there, 3 and 4. The second pair of the defense. He's going to play maybe with Ristolainen, what I believe. ELIAS is going to be the first pair. So for me, I expect him to get about a 2-3 years contract. He become UFA at the end of this contract for $4-5 million. Can he reach 4 years? Possible. But I think for me, more like a 2-3 years bridge contract for him. Like I said, a $4-5 million. The next one in the final, the last one, Anthony Beauvillier for the New York Islanders. Listen, 24 years old, make $2.1 million last year. When you play for Lula Mariotto, it's going to be hard to get a big contract, to be honest with you. Louis is quiet since the end of the season. We don't know what's going on with them, honestly. They signed Adam Pelech, a great contract. I believe it was 6 or 8 years at $5.2 million, I believe. So it was really cheap contract. And that's what Louis is going to do with Anthony Beauvillier. I'll be honest with you, I put $5 million. The more I'm thinking, I see about $3.5 million to $4 million per year. A 2-3 years contract, that's it. Maybe 1 year. I wouldn't be surprised. Louis said, look, let's go for 1 or 2 years max, and I'm going to give you $3.5 million. We'll see about what happened with him. Look, he's getting better and better year after year for Anthony Beauvillier. So it will be interesting what Lamariello is going to do with this contract. Finally, I want to mention other players right now. They are not signed a contract as a RFA. I'm talking about Nolan Patrick from Vegas, ELIAS Sorokin for the Islanders. Good luck, buddy. Kailer Yamamoto for the Oilers. Nikita Zadorov now is with the Calgary Flames. Kotkaniemi for the Montreal Canadiens. Middlestad for the Buffalo. Tovenen for the Nashville. Dubé for Calgary. And finally, Robert Thomas for the St. Louis Blues. So, guys, this complete the video about the RFA. I think at that moment, those players I just mentioned to you, they're going to sign their contract the next couple of days or weeks. before the season starts. I don't see a lot of problem with most of them, maybe 1 or 2 players. It could be all the way just the beginning of the season, or maybe a couple of days after. But I believe the rest, they're going to have their contract when the season starts. So thanks again for watching another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Before we leave, please don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel, Facebook page. And of course, if you like the video, click on the likes. I will really appreciate this. And then finally, leave your comment. Tell me what you think about my prediction of each contract for each players. And of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward for the next video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Bonne journée, mes amis. On se revoit plus tard pour une autre vidéo de Hockey Nation Live Show avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy.